witches, this is Celeste here with the Coven the Silver Cord, and I'm here bringing you a message about this first solar eclipse of the season, the first eclipse after the sun is awakening after the longest night. And I've been stressing this message for a while because this is going to be your final big shift of 2019. This is where you are going to see your resolutions that you're going to have going into New Year's. This is going to bring a lot of messages to people. This is going to bring a lot of insight to people, but you have to be open and you have to be willing to do this inner work for all this stuff. Now, the portals that this is activating, one is going to be a 444. This is all going to be happening down in Capricorn, which is the devil card in tarot, which is all about addictions and things that can be addicting, like codependency, drugs and alcohol. You could be addicted to porn or sex or video games or cigarettes or anything that you're using to escape from reality. This is going to be highlighting on it. With the sun at 4 degrees, it's going to illuminate the problem. With the moon being at 4 degrees, it's going to be contemplating the problem. And with Pluto at 22 degrees, which is a master number in its own, but it also equals 4, which will be bringing inspiration and intuition to this eclipse. So this is all going to be highlighting areas of toxic cords, okay? Anything, it's really going to, if you've been trying to cut them, this is going to illuminate them for you so that you can see them, and it's going to give you the inspiration and intuition to get over them, to make a game plan to come out of these addictions. With this too, we're going to have a 7777, which is all about mystical knowledge and making sense of the unexplained, like things that you don't fully have an answer for. If you have like spiraling thought patterns and stuff like that, or you can't figure something out, or there's just been more questions than answers when you're on these spiritual paths, this is the number, this is the portal of mystical knowledge. So if you've been getting downloads, you will be getting them during this eclipse. This is Mercury bringing messages of purpose and balance with it being in Sagittarius. This is going to be Venus with love and abundance and hope and renewal in the sign of Aquarius. And this is going to be Mars bringing a strategy to overcome and the patience to really get introspective with it, with Virgo, our favorite overthinkers. This is going to be bringing you a strategy for this. And with Neptune at 16 degrees also equals 7, this is going to be more of that inspiration and intuition. And this is going to be breaking illusions with it being in Pisces. This is going to be all about breaking the illusions that you have put upon yourself. Are you really being real? Or is your being real really just a persona that you're putting out? A lot of people get into this, oh, I'm so real because I can be nasty. No, your nastiness is just a persona. You purposely looking like crap is a persona. If you're genuinely, I'm real because I didn't want to get dressed up, or because I don't get dressed up for certain occasions because I'm so real with myself. No, you're going out of your way to make yourself a target. And this 7777 portal is going to highlight areas that you have not actually been genuine to yourself. This is going to showcase where you have been putting on a persona that has been blocking you from evolving. This is what the downloads for there will be like. Now, we also have a 2222, which is the number 2 is all about psychic powers, and it's about being passive and receptive to the messages that are coming in. It's a way of sitting back and gaining balance and balancing out those scales so that everything is a little bit smoother. And you're going to have Saturn in this 2222 portal, bringing structure and control to overcome these addictions, because it will still be in Capricorn. And you have Uranus bringing rapid changes to the traditional way of thinking in Taurus for you. New ways that you may not have ever thought about to get over these addictions will now be coming to you, and you'll be able to really do these changes swifter than you probably ever thought you could. And Pluto is at 22 degrees, which is a mastery number. This is mastering these skills to overcome. This is rebirth energy. And this is also in Capricorn. So this is bringing a rebirth and overcoming these toxic cords that have had everybody bound down due to traditional programming. All that is going to be being wiped with this eclipse portal. Now, the other big one is we have Aries at 1 degree of Chiron, the wounded hero. Haha. Some people feel that way, but the wounded healer. And the wounded healer is all about, that's it. In order to learn the greatest messages and in order to heal and to learn how to heal, you have to have had suffered some wounds that you have had to heal yourself. And that is the message of Chiron, the wounded healer. The strength of already overcoming so much is what will carry you through. And with it being at 1 degree of Aries, this is activating the warrior aspect of the wounded healer. The wounded healer's ability to get up and continue to fight even though they may still be wounded. They are still strong enough to stand in their convictions. And this is going to bring a renewed strength of that wounded warrior. The path may be lonely, but it is satisfying and prosperous. So this is a lot of people getting up the strength, even though they've been wounded, to leave these codependent relationships, to leave friends that feed our addictions, to leave people behind that are constantly putting us down and not allowing us to overcome our past. So this is a lonely number, but it is in solitude where you will gain the most knowledge about yourself. And the final number that I wanted to give you guys is Jupiter at 5 degrees of Capricorn. And this is going to be mind-expanding, rapid changes to your thought patterns to overcome these codependencies and or addictions. And this can cause a lot of turbulence because you are about to blindside a lot of people. You guys are about to get a massive shift, and it's going to be with after the holidays. It's literally the 26th. So this is going to be right after you're dealing with a whole bunch of families. You're going to have all these shattered illusions. You're going to be shattering illusions that people have of you. You're going to be expanding. You're going to be changing, and you're going to blindside a lot of people with these changes because they are going to really want you to stay in their comfort zone with them. And this is going to be you finally going, no, I don't want to sit around and complain about how unhealthy everybody is every family get together. I don't want to sit around with people that don't do anything, but they talk a lot of smack and then they do a bunch of drugs and then they never actually do any of these dreams that they're talking about. I have nothing against mind-expanding rituals. I have nothing against the Ashwana rituals, and I have nothing against smoking pot or anything like that. If you're using it in a shamanistic sense, I don't see a problem with it. But if you're just using constantly and you're constantly in the astral realm and you're gathering all this knowledge up there, but you're so much in that realm that you never come down and put anything you learn into practice, and you never actually do anything with the messages you receive, then what are you really doing? And this is going to be the massive shift that everybody is going to be feeling with this eclipse. Now, for individually, I got some notes here so I don't miss anything. I shuffled up some cards for everybody just to get a final message for each of your zodiacs. So, here we go. Starting out with Aries. Your big struggle for this eclipse is going to be exercising the past. You're reluctant to let go even though you need to. So be mindful of what you're grasping onto, what cords you're holding onto so tight that are actually detrimental to you. I know it hurts to give up on something or give up on someone that you've put a lot of effort into. But if it is just causing turmoil, really look at it and let it go. If it's meant for you, it will come back. If they are meant for you, they'll be the ones to try to hold on. But it is time for you to let go. For Taurus, I see you concentrating on the negative. This can lead to a very weak will vibration. So don't, I see this being a lot around the addiction things. You're fighting dropping the addiction and the codependency to this addiction, whatever it may be, whether it's a person, whether it's video games, whether it's cigarettes. For some reason, you're not willing to let it go. And you really need to go inside during this eclipse and really think about why it is you are holding on to these toxic things so tightly that you are struggling to let it go. Like I said, it's not being real if it's just a persona front. If you really want to stop doing something, why are you fighting stopping doing it? For Gemini, I see you guided by the High Priestess. A lot of intuition, guiding forces will be leading you. She is loving and nurturing for everything around her, but at the same time, she can come off cruel because sometimes love is tough love. So this is really just sending you a message to really listen to your intuition and allow your spirit guides and allow your angels to guide you through this portal here. For Cancer, I see you, a change bringing new awareness. This is a Tower card. So this is awareness through chaos. And this is a major transition that you're going through. And just understand that in order for anything new to form, you have to really allow the past to crumble away. It's not always a bad thing. It's chaos is not always a bad thing. Sometimes we need that chaos in order to genuinely see everything that you're letting go of to be able to release it. For Leo, I see you not wanting to conform and having a lot of indecision. You need to make a decision here. You need to make a decision what is going to be more important, your spiritual health or your physical health. This is going to be the balance that you're weighing while you're looking at all these toxic addictions and you're recognizing, oh shit, I do actually have some of these addictions. Well, now am I not being me if I put them down? Or are you putting on a persona by even holding on to them to begin with? All right, Virgo. I see your safety or your possessions being in jeopardy with this shift that you're making. You're worried about losing the material around you and that stability that you've built around you. And that is going to be the one thing you're going to have a really hard time with, because you are going to get these downloads of what you're supposed to do in order to better yourself. And it is going to cost you a lot of the beauty around you. I see you guys as really being stuck in a gilded cage, but the door is unlocked. But it's hard to leave because it's a really comfy cage. But you're going to have to start recognizing when you've locked yourself in the cage, or when you're holding yourself in the cage when you don't have to. For Libra, I see new perspectives and really taking a pause with this eclipse. Really taking a pause to adapt to the changes that you're going to make. You're going to slow down a bit so that you can make these changes. This is a really great card for you guys. I love the introspectiveness of the lone man or the hangman. That it is a meditation that he is doing, not that he is trapped or actually hung. So I see you guys taking a time to really slow down and pause and really observe what is happening around you so that you can make healthy decisions for your future. Libra, balancing your scales there. For Scorpio, I see a lack of attention to what is truly important to you. Now I'm going to hold this card up for you guys because a lot of people don't know this one in this deck. Now this is the Fool taking off over here. So this is the Fool taking off over here. And he's walking away. And what is she? Because she was crying and worrying about him walking away. Her baby's over here burning his hand on the fire. And her eye, she's holding her face and she's running towards the baby. And this person's just walking away. He doesn't care about any of this stuff over here. So this card in this deck is all about not paying attention to the things that are truly important, to the things that are truly important to your spiritual health. Yourself and your children are far more important than any other person in your life that would distract you from taking care of yourself and your children. That is not healthy. That is not healthy. Watch out for people who would want you to put themselves over things that are genuinely important to you. Be careful around that, around the 26th. For Sagittarius, I see you stuck in an aggravating surroundings. Like your surroundings are bothering you, but for some reason you're strangulating. It's strangulating, isn't it? You feel stuck, you feel bound, you feel gagged in this energy. And it's time for you to recognize what it is. Mercury is the one that's going to be in Sagittarius. And for some reason, you're not listening to the messages that the universe is trying to give you. You're not listening to the messages that Mercury is bringing you. And as long as you keep ignoring it, those Mercury retrogrades are going to rock you all through 2020. So, Sagittarius, listen to yourself. Listen to your intuition and listen to what it's trying to tell you about these things that are strangling you around you. For Capricorn, my poor Cappies, you guys are just all bound up in it. You've got, even though this would be reversed this way, but you've got, oh no, it was right up. You've got the Knight of Wands here, and this is wisdom, education, intelligence, and passion to get it done. You have all the knowledge you need to get what it is you're trying to get done. You have all the passion you need going into 2020 to accomplish these things. All you have to do is be open and receive the energy the universe is trying to already send you. For Aquarius, I see you really looking around during this portal and just seeing all the rewards for all the hard work you have put in over the last year to 2 years with all these retrogradings and eclipses and all this craziness that's been going on with the alignments from the last 2 years. I see it all just beautifully displayed out around you. You worked hard, yeah, you're sweaty and everything else, but it feels worth it that you accomplished all this stuff. So this is a really beautiful eclipse for you guys. For Pisces, I see the end of all these emotionally draining connections. This is a rebirth for you. So you're no longer feeding these toxic connections, and I see you really getting the illumination, really taking the work, and really with Neptune and everything else and all these water signs working for you. I see you really allowing these toxic connections to die so that new can be reborn. You've got the wisdom with the owl there, the butterfly or moth of transformation, a baby for rebirth, and the Grim Reaper is slowly walking away now because everything that was meant to die has died away, and you are ready for this rebirth of energy. Now, I went ahead and did Ophiuchus for a collective reading for all the signs together here, and what we've got going on is the breaking of karmic cycles. The time of reckoning is at hand, and it is time to balance ourselves. It is time to listen to our intuitions. It is time to plant the seeds and to ready to be reborn. It is time to do all this work. Okay? Now, for the final oracle card that I pulled for everybody for this eclipse season, and for especially for this first solar eclipse on the 26th, because this is going to be massive with all these portals and all these lineups and everything else that's going on. And I drew Ebb and Flow. And this is one of my absolute favorite cards in this deck, and this is all about allowing all the waves of 2020 and all the waves that are going to be coming in through this eclipse here, and allow it to roll in and allow it to wash away what it's meant to, and allow it to roll in what it's supposed to and wash away when it's supposed to. Imagine standing on the beach with your feet just barely where the waves are washing in, and you can feel the current pull back out, and you can feel it when it washes over your feet, and you can feel it, and your feet kind of sink into the sand a little bit, and breathe with the ebb and flow, and really allow yourself to feel emotions when they wave in, and allow yourself to let them go when you're ready to let them go. Breathe them in and let them flow out. Ebb and flow is all about breathing as much as it is accepting and feeling the waves of change, and breathing and slowing down your breathing and to keep you from getting agitated and keep you from getting into that fight or flight mode. If you're breathing really fast, it's not going to happen. Your breath should sound like, and I would even suggest go on YouTube and pull up beach sounds and breathe with the waves washing in and out. And it will really recenter you, and it will help the universe speak to you more, because through breath is the bridge between the spiritual realm and the physical realm. That's where you breathe in everything the universe has to offer you, and you breathe out all that you do not need. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you have a beautiful eclipse. Happy holidays to whatever you celebrate. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys later.